In the last part, we have talked about the bound services and created our services by extending the binder class. Now, in this part, we are going to create our bound services by using the messenger. So, let's start a new Android Studio project. Let me name this project as bound service 2. Hit next and then hit next. Choose empty activity and hit next, and finally click finish. The Android Studio is going to create the project for us. At first, I want to delete this text view by pressing the delete keyboard, and then I want to drag a button and rename it as bind a service, bind to service. And then I want to drag another button, and it is going to be so a toast. Okay, so a toast, and its button ID is button 2 and its button ID is button. Now whenever I click this button, it should bind this main activity to the service, and whenever I click this button, it should show the toast from the service. Okay, so I need to create the button here. Button goes to button 1 and button 2, and I need to link this button 1, so it is button 1 actually. Button 1 is equals to find button, and then alt plus enter to cast it, and for the button 2 it goes the same way, so find button 2 and alt plus enter to cast it to the button. Now I need to have the set on click listener on the button 1 and button 2, so that I can get the listener whenever these buttons are clicked. And I need to override this method. So for the button 2 also, button 2 set that on click listener, and this, and I need to have the switch case here. So v.get id and case r.id.button, and it is break here, and case r.id.button 2, and it is break. So whenever this button is click, this code is going to run. This code is going to run, and whenever this button is clicked, this code is going to run. Now let me create our service and name this service as my service and hit OK. So it is going to extend the service class. So it is going to extend the service class, and I need to override its methods, and we have the only one method, that is onBind method, to override. And I need to create an inner class, public class inner class, and this inner class is going to extend the handler class. Okay, and we have a function which is handle message. Just hit tab and it is going to create that function. Now let's try to have some arbitrary function. Finally static int, so it can be anything. So for the time being, I'm taking as the task1, and inside this function I need to do this task, right? So I'm going to have the switch case here, and inside the switch case I'm selecting the message.watch, and then have my case, and in this In this case I need to have the task1 and break. I need to also specify the default and then break here as well. And this and the break we are going to call the super constructor here, and inside these tasks we are going to show a toast.makeTest, so it is context, and then this is a toast, this is a toast, and toast.length should be short and so it is me showing some error. So what I can do is that my service dot this, and it is going to solve that problem. Now one more method that we need to do here is that we need to create the object of messenger. On er messenger equals to new messenger, and I need to pass the object of inner class. And one more thing that I need to perform here is that just I need to return the iBinder object, and I can return the iBinder object as getBinder. Now we are basically done in this myService.java class, and we need to go to the main.activity.java file and start and bind our main activity to our services. So and we can do that by creating the intent object. Intent equals to intent is equals to new intent and this and my service dot class, and I need to bind these services. And you can see here it needs the 3 parameter. So we have already created this intent object, but we don't have created the service connection. So let's try to maintain this service connection first of all. Okay, so let me go here, and it is private service connection equals to new service connection, and the ID is going to override our method. And this is because service connection is the interface, and we can see here by control and right clicking, and it has the 2 standard abstract methods, on service connected and on service disconnected, and basically we are just implementing we are just overriding these 2 methods here. So I need to create the object of messenger equals to null, and I also need to create the boolean variable, let's say status checking, and I can make, and I am going to initialize this with false. And in here I can initialize this messenger object by messenger is equals to new messenger, and I can pass this service here, and I need to make it that status checking as true, and and when the service is disconnected I can need to make it as null, and status checking should be false. And now we can bind the services as we have got all of those required parameters. So it is just bind services, intent is intent, and it is service connection, and in the case of flag it is context dot bind auto create, and we have successfully bind it, and let me start a checking as true. Now so let me have the toast here as well. So toast goes to make toast, so it is main activity dot this, and service is binded, and then toast length should be short, and show it. So I'm also going to copy this and paste it here. Let me paste it here, and service is unbinded. Okay, now let's go to the activity underscore main XML file, and whenever I click this button it should show some text with the help of service, and let's try to implement it. If the services is binded, then we are going to get the message. It is message equals to new message, sorry, it is message dot obtained, and from we need to specify this null my service dot tax1, it is 0 0 and 0, and we need to send this message through messenger object. So messenger dot send, and it is going to send this message object. Let me see what it says, surround with try class brackets. Okay, surround it with try class bracket. And another thing that we need to do is just go to the manifest file, and under manifest file, and we need to register this myservice.java class as the service in our Android manifest file. And we are basically done. So let me hit run, choose your emulator and hit OK. And here is our application. And let me click this bind to service, and it says service is binded. Now whenever I click this show a toast, it should show the toast. Let me click this, and this is a toast. So this is how you can create these bound services with the help of Messenger. And I hope you got the concept of using it, and I will see you in the next part. So thank you for watching.